on to another interesting package of newspaper to review today. As we usually have it, we are going to take you through several papers today. That is on the national papers. And as we usually have it, we are going to take you through the facets of human endeavor, talking about economy dominates almost the papers today. We're going to talk about politics, security, health, education. We're going to talk about science and technology, sports, and of course, foreign. As we usually have it, my regular guest, Prince of Peace, the man of accurate criticism and analysis, is going to be with us, but all the way from Ibadan is going to join us by the grace of God. We are expecting Prince Sani Ajayi all the way from Oyo State, that is Ibadan to be precise. And let us look at this paper for review one after the other so that you can enjoy us. Let us start from the first paper. Let us take it from Blueprint, from the headline, before we go on to other one. Bank officials in new Naira notes racket. Credit to DSS, EFCC. Likewise, from Daily Trust, POS operators hike charges amid Naira notes scarcity. From The Guardian, we have Nigeria must not fail with 2023 pools. UN scribe warns. Now, to coming from leadership newspaper, we have Raila Odinga Airlines Leadership Conference, and we have some writers, but let us look at the headlines first. New Telegraph says that violence intensifies in Lagos, Katsina, Bauchi, others. Then from Nigerian Tribune, we have PDP, APC fight over Buhari's visit to Kano. And from this day, we have Osinbajo backs push for cashless economy, says it will curb illicit election financing. The Nation says banks fail to dispense cash in ours, ATM terminals. The Punch has this morning, that is from Buhari's Kano visit. Protesting youth barricade roads, stone helicopter. And from Daily Sun, we have this NLC mass protest loom over fuel, Naira scarcity. And the point also is also part of what we are going to review today. But let us take it one after the other. Before what I hope we are still expecting guests all the way from Oyo State. That is Prince Sani Ajayi. Any moment from now, she is going to call in, and you're going to hear the voice of our commentator today. Let us have few riders. Let us take it from Blueprint. Blueprint says Buhari inaugurates 120 billion naira data inland port, 10 megawatt solar plants, others. That's a goal. That's a very good gesture if it is implemented. Likewise, we have another rider from the Blueprint again. Arrest syndicates. POS operators trade 15,000 naira for 2,000 naira. Oh, very, very funny. Supermarkets used for dispensing new naira note. That is new note. That is from the Blueprint also. Likewise, we also have another rider that is on economy. CBN to banks pay in lower denomination across the counter. That is yes, my commentator is much around all the way from your state. That is Prince Sani. You are welcome onto the program. Hello, Prince Sani. You are welcome. How is Ibadan particularly? How is your state? Okay. Oh, your voice. Oh. Okay, let us start the review one after the other. We are taking it from Blueprint, saying that bank officials in new Naira notes racket, DSA, that is credited to DSA and EFCC. What do you have to say about this business or economic story? Oh. the voice didn't go. Hello, sir. Okay. Let's move further because the voice, we still have little challenge with the voice. Let's move on. We are still operating within the new print. We have bank officials in new Naira note racket credited to DSS, EFCC. This is a very big story in almost all the papers we have today. As we have it that everybody wants to change it, and we actually, when you look at what happened yesterday, there was a little improvement. I believe that today we are going to have a bigger one. And likewise, Buhari inaugurate 120 billion naira dollar inland port, 16 megawatt solar plant, others. That is another development. Hello, Prince.
Hello.
Yes, you are on now.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, people can hear you.
Very well, very well.
Okay.
So what happened is that before the federal government could roll out this, type of policies, it ought to have done its own work very well. Not fully aware the mentality of our people.
Okay.
And then there's no need reason now to start scapegoating. Whatever happens now should be laid squarely at the doorstep of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Yeah, so that's the way it is. So we can't continue to complain. We can't continue to say some people are this, some people are that. What about us? So the Central Bank has a lot of blame to go with.
Okay. Let us look at daily trust now. Let us look at this is also business news. POS operators hike charges. Naira note scarcity.
Well, but it's true. It's everywhere. That's what I'm saying. That it was never planned so well. It was a hasty decision. You remember that by the time it was being even discussed, the Minister of Finance said she never knew anything about it, and was trying to maybe say, listen, this is the way we would have to go. And then the other guy told her, one plan that he had authorization of Mr. President. And then they don't even take into cognizance the village folks, people who trade, on a macro or micro levels, people who what they do is to buy and sell. They don't take all these things into cognizance. All they take is that, okay, let's look at the polity. This is the way to punish some people. And they have forgotten that Nigerian politicians are even smarter. Now, even before the currency was made public, majority of them could have even exchanged them. And most times they only punish those little folks around. So for me, I think that the federal government should keep on extending it, because in other clients, when currencies are changed, sometimes every 10 years, except the dollars, what they do is that they allow the two to exchange pari passu, and gradually the old one will be phased out. Gradually, nobody will even know by the time it's gone. And if they want to stop corruption in Nigeria, they should start to go into coins. Make 500 naira notes in coins. If you say if I have only one coin, which is 500 naira, people will not be able to corrupt themselves, because what will they use to carry this money? Is it sacks? Is it, or will it be trailers? But when they keep on making, high denominations in paper form, corruption will continue. This is the issue.
Prince, sir, on Sunday, yes, the CBN governor Emefiele visited President Buhari in his hometown, that is in Katsina State. Then the two of them, they had a meeting. Then they said that the purpose of having this initiative is not to punish the common man, but to deal with those who owe money. Is it possible to deal with them?
That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna happen. It's the common folks that will suffer. The people they talking about, maybe they are stockpiling this and that, forget about it. The people are smarter. That's what I'm saying. It's a click. Some people are going to turn to billionaires from this. If those people are really stockpiling this money, they could have gone through the back door to exchange them. That is the truth. And then it will not create artificial scarcity. And the innocent people will suffer. Let them just leave all these things. If they don't want them to monetize the polity. They don't want politicians to start, say, okay, vote for me and I give you money. They let them reduce the take home of politicians, like it's done elsewhere. In Sri Lanka, a typical senator earns $5,000 per annum. So how many Sri Lankans want to become senators? In America, a typical senator earns $748,000 per annum, which is 748,000 naira. He's one of the poorest people in America, where you have people, blue collar job guys, earning about 2 million, 4 million, 6 million per annum. A senator goes on with 740,000, in the dollar. So what are we talking about? So they cannot say they want to make sure that our politics is clean, this and that, the election is not rigged. I say, okay, let's make sure that people will not have access to funds so that they cannot be buying votes. It's a lie. There are ways again that they can use to buy votes.
Okay, look at what Vice President Osbc says in this day today. This day, he says Osbc backs push for cashless economy, says it will curb illicit election financing.
Well,
a professor saying that, a son.
Well, he's a son, yeah, he's a son. Being a son also, he has been the one also who has made this particular government to be recognized globally. Because anytime we discuss, they say, well, but your VP is a person of law. You know what I'm saying? When you say this, they say your VP, you say your VP is that. But is the VP really, the way the VP is in America? Is the deputy governor the way it is in Europe? It is not the same thing. In Nigeria, they are just spare tires. And they are spare tires of Rolls Royce, brand new Rolls Royce cars. So it's only what their principals want them to say or do that they will say. So for me, it's entitled to his own opinion. But we're in Nigeria, so I think it's better to now think, locally and try to factor the needs of our people to whatever we do. Look at this first scarcity. Will somebody like him know that there's first scarcity? Will he know? No, he won't know. This is it. And then we're also being told that the NNPC says, it has enough. If you have enough, we're punishing the people. There's nowhere in the world that they don't subsidize one product or another. America subsidizes farming. They tell the farmers keep on growing. And we ban all this thing off you, and we put them in the silos. And you can use them for international politics. So when all these nations are abroad, say they are facing farming drought and stress, and then we will send your food to them. So the farmers are happy to grow, and food becomes the cheapest commodity in America. The same thing in Europe. We should be able to subsidize something. And when it's all about subsidy in Nigeria, is a function of corruption. Because you know that if we are allowed to have modular refineries, starting from the great to all the states, there will be no reason to not depend on NFDC, which is already not being able to have a single functional refinery. And during this period, Nigeria, that is just as small as one state in Nigeria, was able to have his own refinery. And I won't be surprised if Nigeria is not selling crude oil to Niger, to now have refined products from Niger. I can just see that. And then also maybe, I don't know, by the time Dangote refinery now start functioning, we need now also go into all these high prices, and then it's okay. We now have Dangote. Let's be mindful for
as a capitalist.
Yeah,
As
so
a capitalist.
these are the issues that we should look at.
Okay, let's go into the bank now, looking at what happened. That is coming from the Nation newspaper saying banks fail to dispense cash in halls, ATM terminals. What happens in the corridor of banks now?
This is what we are saying right now. Even some banks, when you go over there, the queues are so long. And then when you get this official, they tell you they don't get this money. And it's not like the central bank has come out to say anybody that does not come over will be charged 1 million naira. Again, I think that's an allegation. But at the end of the day, what are we really talking about? We're just punishing the little local folks. Let's be realistic. Leave this money for God's sake. Okay. Is it not even better for us to have an election? People can troop out in their millions and vote. That to have an election where only a few people will be able to go. For me right now, I'm stranded where I am. I'm stranded where I am right now because there's no fuel in my car. Nothing for me now to move. And then when the election comes, I'm so happy that I'm going to vote in my own place. And then in Southwest is an urbanized area. But think about other areas in the country where people need to go in one means or another. I think not telling them that they're gonna trek for how many kilometers. This is not good. It is not good. The policy that we eventually somersault, that the policy that we see is targeting some people is not the best. And one of the presidential candidates is talking. If I were him, I would say a word because it doesn't affect him in any way. I do not affect him in any way. This is the truth. So for me, I think the federal government should still, for God's sake, review the policy and let the old currencies, the 200, the 500, and the 1,000, exchange simultaneously with the new ones. So before you know, everything will be phased down.
Let's delve a little bit into politics because we cannot do but talk about it. Coming from The Guardian, saying Nigeria must not fail with 2023 polls. UN scribe once with the apprehension. Are we safe to hold the election?
Yeah, this is what I say. It's laughable because everybody knows that this election is the watershed. This election is the most important election since independence. This election is the only one that's so configured. Since independence, it has the tribal center and tribal undertones. In the sense that you have a Shawty Tinubu, a Yoruba man, you have Kwakwanto, 100% Hausa, you have Obi, an Igbo man, and then you have Atiku Abubakar, 100% Fulani. So where do we go from there? So we have to be very careful the way we go about all these things. That's why you must be able to allow the politics to be well run in a way that everybody will be happy. People can go for all these rallies, this and that. There is so much petrol, in circulation, the spirit of it. And then the ruling party also should know that all these sufferings may tell on the outcome of this election. Because at the end of the day, if their candidates are not able to distance themselves from all these parties that look, we are not the corridors of power. We don't have anything to do with this. We're on our own. We are suffering the way you guys are suffering. We're not the one that said there should be no fuel. We're not the one that said they should change the naira. Just by our own antecedent, just by our own personality, our own characteristic and mannerism, they may have to pay a price that they will regret. So, for me, what the scribe has said is true, is genuine, is genuine, is sacrosanct. But we Nigerians know that we will vote. And by the grace of God, our votes will count.
Last week, sir, President Muhammad Buhari claiming by himself to himself that he has performed excellently well. That is in terms of infrastructure, if at all, possibly in terms of security and some other aspect, he might not perform very well. But yesterday, he was in Kano, where there was some challenges to his helicopter. Then, coming from the Nigerian Tribune, we have PDP, APC fight over Buhari's visit to Kano.
To be forewarned is to be forearmed. The governor of Kano State, shouted so loudly at the global space that it's not safe for Mr. President to visit Kano.
Yes.
Because people are angry, by the recent, new currency being introduced by the lack of fair and the rest of them. Kano, I've been to Kano. Kano is a city of Talakawas. All they hear is gold. They don't hear it's home. These are most of these children don't go to school. So they have time for all these things. So like in our own, in our own regions, here in the south, whereby when it's as early as 6 o'clock in the morning, small kids are being dressed to go to school. Over there, they are giving plates to go around. So they have all the time. And so that's why they came out in their undress. As throwing stones. So, and then I had Mr. President live. What he said, and Mr. President also was talking about Boko Haram, that what is the Haram in Boko, and the rest of them like that. So if our leaders are not trying to know that Boko Haram is something that should not exist, an attack on Boko Haram is not an attack on Nigeria, I think, we're getting out of the tunnel. And then I think also we should leave our words. And the President should always remember, if somebody had lost so much, that the last leg of his journey is the only one that will be remembered. He spent 8 years. I give him credit, for his infrastructural development across the nation. He has done very, very well. But we the paucity of funds, But in other areas too, I'm not going to judge Mr. President, because that cannot judge, say the Holy Book. But one thing Mr. President should take home is that as it's going to the finishing line, Nigerians will remember this period. All other things are immaterial. Oh, when Mr. President was going away, like Goodluck Jonathan, he reduced the pump price of fuel. He made fuel available during the election, and we can never forget that. Sani Abacha reduced the price of fuel. He never put money. Naira was changing for 11.22. That was what we had, and we remember him for all those things. So, Mr. President now should please also let us remember him for those things that remain evergreen and will remain memorable. And anytime we mention his name, President Muhammadu Buhari, oh, we say God bless him. I think that's my take.
So if you can remember that a former president of U.S. was attacked some times ago. Likewise, some other countries that is whereby their president appeared in the public, they were possibly arrived by some people. The same thing happened to Buhari yesterday. That is in Kano. Protest that is coming from the Punch. Protesting use barricade roads, stone helicopter. Is it funny for a sitting president to be harassing that one?
You know why? You know why? It is because those unions and associations that we used to know the best, that are the sports unions and the rest of them for the people, that through them the people are able to ventilate their feelings. I'm talking of Nigerian Medical Association. Where is it today? I'm talking about Nigerian Bar Association. Where is it today? I'm talking of NSC under Comrade Adams Oshiomole. Where is NSC today? NSC today that is in the hospital, and he's sleeping on life, life machine to survive. TUC is trying, but how much can TUC do? So, if NSP and TUC, NSC, that was so TUC, the way NSC was what we used to know NSC for, Mr. President will not be embarrassed, because he could have known the feelings of the people. They could have been telling him, look, the workers are suffering, they can't go to work, they have to trek, food is scarce, they cannot afford to buy this and that, their children are suffering, this and that, and the rest of them like that. All these things in the past, shaped the policies, and they must go. This, that, but today, where are they? Even nationalization of Student Union, their conscience has been brought over allegedly. So these are the reasons.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. God bless you. Really good, and God gives you a journey, a massive journey. I want to appreciate you all the way from your state, that is Ibadan, to be precise. That was Prince Sunny Ajayi, all the way from Ibadan. God bless you. Really good. That is the convenient point. We are going to draw the curtain of the program. By the grace of God, the Prince is going to be in the studio next week. I am Adebisi Abdul saying bye for now.